Hey gamers, if you love deck building and love a steampunk theme, then you might want to check out Brass Empire. In this game, your goal is to collect as much brass as possible, which is your points, in order to win the game. You will start out as one of 5 different factions, and in addition to your starting deck, you will have a mining platform, as well as a reserve of different cards that only you can buy. Then you can buy more cards from the stored decks. You can buy employees, which can be basic ones, or you can buy cards that are in any of the faction's colors, not limited to just the one that you have started as. And you can also buy different units and buildings, some of those also coming in the different faction colors. Buildings will sit out in front of you and usually offer you some type of benefits turn after turn once they're built. Units will also sit out in front of you and usually cannot act the first time, but in future turns can take action, so they can mine for brass or attack other buildings and units from other players in order to try and earn you some points, as well as take those out for the other players so that they are not getting benefits turn after turn. This is a newer edition of the game. I have played Brass Empire in the past, and it is one of my more favorite deck builders. I think that it's very streamlined. I like the different factions and how they each have their own kind of thing. Orange usually goes for stealing brass or getting a lot of brass just on their own for their cards. Green is about drawing more and more cards so that maybe you can have some really big epic turns. Purple is more about usually culling cards out of your deck, and there's a couple more in there as well that have their own unique things as well. But even no matter what faction you start as, you can buy cards from all the different factions that usually don't play off of each other too much, if at all. So it's not a matter of, oh, I can't spread out too thin or my cards aren't going to work together. You can use cards from all the different factions, which is really cool because you can try different strategies, see what works well together, and try out different things in order to try and get the most brass, and kind of gather that brass up faster than your opponent can. It is a very streamlined deck builder. I don't have a lot of questions ever going into this game. And I also like that it has a couple of different variants you can play where instead of gaining brass, you start with a certain amount of brass and the first one to run out, or the last one standing wins the game if you have not run out of brass. And instead of gaining brass for attacking things, you would just heal up some of your brass if you're able to. There's a team mode, there's a solo mode, so there's a lot packed into this deck builder, which is really, really cool. I think that the newer edition is nice because it comes with these little brass tokens instead of, I know one of the editions had cardboard coins and another one had just like red and white cubes, I think. So these are definitely the nicest ones that I have seen from the different versions of the game. And I also know that, having played one of the previous versions as well, the rules are a little bit more cleaned up as well in the newer version. So I like that too because, again, there's not as much ambiguity, there's not as much questions on what cards do what or how getting the points for attacking things works, so I like that a lot. It's a really solid deck builder. If you like deck building and you like this theme, definitely check it out. And you can see my full review on the blog today.